I let my flatmate poop themselves, which ultimately led to their eviction. I had a flatmate, Julie, who was always crying poor and never paid bills on time. She then announced she was headed to Bali for a week. I said, "Before you go, are you going to give me the money you owe me for her part of our utility bills?" She said when she gets back. I'm livid, so off she goes. On the last day, she messages me and tells me she's got Bali belly head diarrhea all day and is worried about the flight home. She also informed me she was broke and could pay for her taxi home around $100 from the airport as she's worried about taking public transport back in case her stomach is still upset. I told her I would be working and not home to pay for her taxi. She says fine, she'll ask one of her friends she's on holiday with to give her the money. Then she informed me she didn't take her house keys with her and could leave them hidden somewhere so she could get into the house when she got home. I don't reply, but I assume she thinks I will anyway. I wasn't really working, so I hid in my bedroom. I could see the front entrance from my bedroom upstairs and peek out the window. I watched her drive up and exit the taxi. She couldn't locate the keys, so started trying all different ways to get in. I had prepared and made sure every access point was locked up. She starts calling my phone, which I ignore. I can hear her swearing and then she's doubled over, and before I know it she's shitting herself. She's in a denim skirt and it's runny. Now I'll be honest, I was not quite expecting her to be shitting on our doorstep. I was more thinking she'd freak out and have to sit outside all day till I came home, but this was a far more perfect outcome. I only wish I could have filmed it. She is horrified but changes into something from her luggage and hides her soiled clothes and suitcase in a bush in the front yard and takes off down the street. I took that opportunity to leave the house, and on my way out, whilst gagging, I placed her soiled clothes inside her suitcase. A few hours later I finally called her back, pretending to be on my lunch break, and she was screaming down the phone, blaming me for not leaving out her keys and that she'd been sitting outside for hours and begging me to come home to let her in. I said sorry, I still had to finish work and have plans that evening, and she'd have to either call a locksmith or wait till I got home. She said I could taxi over my keys to her, which I refused. She hangs up, and then I treat myself to 2x movies at the cinema and a nice dinner. I get home later that evening and she's broken a window to get in. The next morning, I contacted the landlord and told them what she did, as we paid rent individually and they always had issues with her late rent. They said they would look at evicting her as they'd had enough till she doesn't speak to me at all, and a few weeks later I'm informed via the landlord that she's moving out. We never speak again. I'm pretty sure she tells the story of me being a psycho flatmate and unhappy to wear that badge proudly.